Good morning, Ashley Heights Baptist Church. It's always a joy to see your shining faces. As you can tell, we have some special guests with us this morning from back in the Bible days, and they've got a special presentation for you after our call to worship hymn. If you would like to join our disciples in singing, I Have Decided to Follow Jesus, it's hymn 305.
You may be seated. It's the first day of school, but instead of sitting in a stuffy classroom, we find a group of children sitting out in the field in the country.
Yes, it is unusual for children to be out of school today, but for a good reason. A great crowd of people had followed Jesus to the far shore of Galilee, because they had saw the signs he had performed by healing the sick. Jesus went up on a mountainside and sat down with us and his other disciples. When Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd of people coming toward him, he said to my friend Philip, "Here, where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?"
Jesus asked this to test me because he already knew what he had in mind. So I told him it would take more than half a year's wages to buy enough bread for each one to have a bite.
And it is at that time we find the children talking about the very same subject, lunch.
How long is the teacher going to talk? This is actually worse than being in school.
Yeah, and he's still talking about the kingdom of God.
And healing everybody. The healing line is much longer than a 4-rabbi concert.
I would rather be in Rabbi Mordecai's ancient history class. This is some day to spend the first day of school, sitting outside on a hot day in the grass with nothing to do and no lunch.
I'm so glad that my mom packed my lunch before we found out school was canceled.
I wish we could go to school. We always have to stay home and do our chores all day. I'm glad Jesus came to town, but when our mom found out, she got so excited, she just threw a bunch of food in a basket and shoved us out the door. She got the raw eggs confused with the boiled eggs and didn't bother to wrap the sandwich. Look!
Yes, my house was pretty crazy too. My mother was making lunch telling me like 15 things to do at once that had to be done before school. Then my father came home yelling about Jesus and needing a miracle for my baby sister. So he grabbed me and my mother and my baby sister and off we ran to with our lunches on the kitchen table.
At least your mom's packed your lunch.
Don't you have a lunch?
About that. Actually, I didn't have a lunch. I was supposed to pick up something from the market on the way to school, but my mom dragged me out here in the opposite direction. Why doesn't Jesus pick a place that Jesus goes to a market? I'm starving. Me too.
Oops, sorry, mister. Yes, sir, we promised to be quiet. Hush, you guys, we don't want to get in trouble with one of the disciples.
Excuse me, please. Huh? Hey, let me have a little bit of lunch. Yeah, you look starving. Give me a piece.
Me too, let me have a bite.
So sharing our lunch with us is... I thought you had a lunch.
Well, I did, but I ate it on the way.
You would.
So, how about it? Why don't you share your lunch with us? Okay.
Of course.
Well, it's not much. I was trying to wait till dinner time, or at least I could find a way to eat it by myself without you guys looking. Well, I only had 5 small barleys and 2 small fish. It's not enough to share.
Jesus said it is more blessed to give than to receive.
Right, and do to others what has done to you.
Wow, you guys are really making the Jesus sermons.
Yeah. Whatever you do for these least of brothers and sisters of mine, you do it for me.
So sharing your lunch with us is kind of like sharing your lunch with Jesus.
You wouldn't want Jesus to go hungry, do you?
Lord, no.
Whoever is kind to the poor and lends to the Lord, he will reward for what they have done.
Look how poor and pitiful we look.
You look kind of pitiful, and you guys quote more scriptures than Rabbi Mordecai the week before Passover break. Besides, Jesus said, "Thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind." This is the first and great commandment.
Right.
And the second commandment is like it's right. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right.
So I'll share my lunch with you, even to a little bit of food.
You're a pal. Who knows? Maybe this lunch will be like the stories we heard in Rabbi Mordecai's class.
Yeah, like the widow of Zarephath and the prophet Elijah.
Or Elijah and the 100 men.
Thanks for the history lesson, guys. Pass the lunch.
Hello, children. Did I hear someone mention lunch? The teacher is in need of it.
Jesus needs my lunch?
Sure.
But I only have this.
What? Wait, where's it going? Where's it going?
Where is he taking him? There goes the lunch.
Oops, sorry, mister. Oh, you want to sit down? Okay. Jesus, the disciples are telling everybody to sit down in the grass. Jesus is about to pray.
Oh, great. Maybe he can pray that God can cure me of these hunger pains.
Man, I'm so hungry.
Oh.
Hey guys, look what the disciples gave us.
Whoa! It's an answer to prayer. Pass the lunch.
Here, guys. Whoa.
Here you go.
Well, we didn't have school today, but there was a lesson in my lunchbox. Jesus can do a lot with a little.
And when we share with others, we are showing our love to Jesus.
Right, and we just have to trust him that he will provide.
I'm just a child and I haven't got much, but whatever I am, I give it all to you. Lord, I'm just a child and I haven't got much, but whatever I am, I give it all to you. I'm just a child and I haven't got much, but whatever I am, I give it to you. Lord, I'm just a child and I haven't got much, but whatever I am, I give it all to you.
Lesson in a Lunchbox was written by Harriet Williams and directed by Sarah Bird and Harriet Williams. Our costume designers were Pat Howell, Jeanette Johnson, and Norma Strother. Our cast included Elijah Mills, Matthew Sane, Summer Sane, Daniel Williams, Deborah Williams, Joseph Williams, Micaiah Williams as Philip, and and Moses Williams. And our pianist was Pat Howell. And thank you to all the parents and Sunday school teachers whose support made this production possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you.